What's up, YouTube watchers? My name is JT. I have multiple sclerosis. Today we're going to be watching a video from Boster M.D. and about 10 red flags that you should never ignore. And if the doctor ignores these red flags, if so, you might need to find a new neurologist. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 red flags that should alert you need to leave your MS neurologist. Don't turn away because that starts right now. Hey! Howdy, and thanks for learning about MS with me, Boster. In this video, I want to share with you 10 red flags, 10 things that if you see in your MS neurologist, you should hit the hills. Let's jump in. Only being seen once a year or less often is a red flag. It's my opinion that a best practice is for someone with MS to be seen by their neurologist 4 times a year or every 3 months. At minimum, seeing a patient twice a year every 6 months might be acceptable if the patient is stable. But being seen less frequently than that is a big red flag.
Yes, I go every 3 months to get an MRI of my brain and my spine. So I guess my neurologist is doing pretty good right now. Let's go.
Not having an annual MRI of your brain. It's my opinion that a best practice when surveying someone impacted by MS is to obtain an MRI of their noggin at least once a year. We're looking for new evidence of structural damage, new or enlarged T2 bright spots, so bright spots on the MRI, new enhancing lesions, new black holes, or accelerated rates of brain volume loss. Now, this is to be done despite the patient's clinical picture. So if they're stable like Mabel, or if they've actually had a pretty bad year, either way, we still benefit from getting an MRI. All too often, I hear a patient say, well, the doc said I was doing okay, so he said that we could just skip it. I really think that you need to look under the hood at least once a year, at least into your 60s, to make sure that we're not missing subclinical radiographic disease. If I see new spots or enlarged spots on an MRI, that's actionable. We're going to upgrade or change your therapy probably. And if I don't get the scan, how am I supposed to know about that? Real quick before we go on, I have a favor to ask. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel.
Same here. If you do like this video and I tracked it down for you, please subscribe and like the video. Okay? That's all I ask. Thank you.
Those 2 actions let the YouTube algorithm know that you like what I'm doing, and it helps push the content out so that more people can see it. Thank you. Not only should the neurologist obtain an MRI of your brain once a year, but he also should show it to you, literally show you the images. It breaks my heart when someone transfers to my practice and shares with me that although they've been under the care of an MS neurologist for many, many years, they've never actually seen their MRI scan. It is.
Yeah, I found out that I have spinal stenosis because they did an MRI of my brain and my spine. And yeah, like they found out I had spinal stenosis, and they did show me the brain scan and the spinal scan too.
So important to fully understand the disease to see what we're dealing with. And the MRI is the best biomarker. It's the best way that we can do that. I think that you need to be getting a scan once a year, and I think your doc needs to sit down with you and go through it with you. If your doctor is not ordering laboratories at least once or twice a year, that's a red flag. Every MS disease-modifying therapy, with the exception of Copaxone, requires labs for safety monitoring. And so if your doc isn't ordering any labs ever, that is a big red flag.
I get labs every month, every time I go there for the levels of the Tecfidera medication that I take. And he does that, and to find out if it's doing anything else to my body. And yeah, so I think I got a good neurologist so far. Yeah, we're making it. Here we go.
If your MS doctor isn't screening you for invisible symptoms, that's a red flag. It's my opinion that each visit, they need to be asking you in some form or fashion how things are going with regards to your mood, with regards to energy levels, with regards to thinking and memory, bladder, bowel, sexual function, not to mention falls or recent infections. This is a best practice. These are very, very common phenomena.
I fall a lot. And at nights, I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. I actually have an appointment with my neurologist tomorrow. And what I want to talk to him about is when at night when I'm sleeping, I drool like so bad. Like I have to literally have a hand towel wrapped around my throat to get all the saliva that I leak out. And it's pretty gross.
Phenomenon in MS. They're treatable. We need to know about them, and your doc needs to be asking you about them. Now, that can occur in many different ways. They could directly ask you during the course of the clinical interview. They could give you patient-reported outcome measures, i.e. surveys to fill out beforehand. My point is we need to be asking you about it, and we need to be acting on it. And if your doctor is not asking those questions, that bothers me. Discussing adherence is really important, and it's my opinion that your MS neurologist needs to be asking you how successful you are in taking your MS medicine. If you're struggling to take your medicine, if you're forgetting pills or shots, or for whatever reason it's not happening, that is an important discussion. Your doctor.
Sometimes I forget at night I'm supposed to take a dose in the morning when I wake up and at night before I go to bed. And sometimes I do forget to take the one before I go to bed, but I mean I'm sure that's not gonna hurt that much. Forgetting one dose, I hope not. I'm gonna talk to him about it tomorrow. So here we go.
Doctor needs to be asking you about that with each visit. Failure to do so, to me, is a red flag. Because let's face it, if you're not successful taking your medicine, it's not going to help you. And that's a discussion that you and your provider need to be having. The doctor needs to watch you walk. If you're able to ambulate, the doctor needs to be doing some form of physical assessment. And at the bare minimum, he or she needs to watch you ambulate, needs to watch you walk. Now, at the Boster Center for MS, we do a lot of testing in the office. We do a timed 25-foot walk, which is done for speed. We also...
Now, every time I go there, he does do that. He does have me walk down the hall to make sure that something is... I mean, if my balance is off or anything like that, my doctor does do that every time I go there, so...
do a walk where we look at the mechanics of gait. We do several functional testing with upper extremity, with thinking and memory, with vision. My point is we have a program in place to screen people to look for changes in physical exam. And your doctor needs to do the same. And at bare minimum, needs to watch you walk. So if the neurologist isn't watching you in any capacity outside of sitting in a chair, then that's a red flag for me. If the neurologist is offering you a first-line injection, Copaxone, Betaseron, Rebif, Plegridy, Avonex, I want you to leave the office. These medicines were cutting edge in the early 90s. And when they were all that was available, they were all that's available. But nowadays, we have medicines that are far superior. Now, I do have a couple patients left in my practice that have demonstrated themselves to be super responders to these low efficacy medicines, but they are very, very rare. And if the neurologist, they're saying, you're newly diagnosed, here, take a first-line injection, or saying, okay, you've had breakthrough disease, we're going to change your medicine, take a first-line injection, that is not okay with me. Those medicines do not bring as much to the table as the pills or the infusions. They literally aren't as good. And if your so-called MS neurologist is still recommending first-line therapies, that is a big red flag to me.
I've tried Rebif, I've tried Copaxone, and the injections, they weren't doing anything. They just made me have really crazy symptoms that I can't really explain. It's hard to explain the symptoms, but when I first got on Tecfidera, it did make me flush, made me turn red and itch a little bit, but I got used to it, and I'm fine now. I mean, every once in a while, I will turn red, but it only lasts for, I'd say, 5 minutes, and it stops. But that's once in a while. It's just very rare for that to happen to me.
If your MS neurologist asks you to pick your therapy, that is a red flag. I hear these horrible stories where a patient comes in the office and is given a diagnosis of MS and is sent home with 4 or 5 packets of various medicines and instructed, read through them and tell me which one you want to start.
That's not good.
That's nuts. When do you go to your cardiologist and say, hey, let me pick out my high blood pressure medicine? Presumably, you're going to the MS neurologist because they have expertise in things like your MS medicines, and they may be able to make an appropriate medical recommendation. So if you're being asked to sort your own medicines, that's a red flag for me. You and your MS neurologist have an intimate relationship. It is a two-way relationship. You are a you expert, and they read books you didn't read. And then together as a team, you can beat up on your MS. And it truly takes both team members. It's not unilateral. The doctor does not sit up on high and deliver care down to you. If your MS neurologist doesn't take the time to get to know you a little bit, learn about things that you like and don't like, talk to you about your life goals, ask you your opinion, that is a red flag to me. Because how can they have an intimate two-way relationship with you if they're not learning about you? Please remember that it's your body, it's your brain, it's your life, it's your insurance money, and you have a right to demand engaged care from your...
Okay, guys, that's it for this video. I do say go subscribe to Aaron Boster because he's very smart, intelligent. He knows what he's talking about. And if you do have MS, send me a comment down below and we could talk about it, you know? We could talk about it, you know? It's not a big thing. It's not embarrassing or anything like that. But please subscribe and like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.